You know, have you ever really stopped to think about what an employee is truly worth to a company? For the longest time, the answer was kind of simple. They were just a cost, a number on a balance sheet. But that way of thinking is, well, it's radically outdated. So let's dive into a powerful new way to look at this, a framework that completely reframes employees not as costs, but as appreciating assets, as value engines that can seriously drive incredible growth.
So on one hand, you've got the old way of thinking. The employee is a cost center, right? A line item. It's a static view, something that depreciates over time, like a piece of machinery. But on the other hand, we see a much more powerful perspective. An employee is a human asset. And here's the kicker. Unlike that machine, a human asset actually appreciates. Its value compounds over time, through learning, through experience, through innovation, and that can deliver some truly exponential returns.
Okay, so what exactly is employee value? It sounds a bit academic, but it's really where three big ideas come together. You've got human capital theory that's all about skills and knowledge. Then there's value-based management, which is all about creating long-term value. And finally, behavioral ROI, which measures the impact of our actions. Now, to make this all feel way more tangible, we're going to use one simple but really powerful metaphor for this whole explainer. Just think of every single employee as a value engine. All right, so every engine needs fuel, right? And this value engine is no different. So let's start at the beginning with the essential inputs, the raw materials that power an employee's potential, and honestly, make everything else possible.
First up, skills. The easiest way to think about these is as the engine's operational toolkit. Now, this includes all the obvious stuff, the technical skills you need to do your job, but it also includes those crucial metacognitive skills. Things like critical thinking, emotional intelligence. Without these foundational skills, the engine simply can't even start. It's not going to turn over.
Okay, next we pour in the talent. If skills are the toolkit, then talent is the unique, creative way an employee actually uses those tools. It's that special blend of creativity and adaptability that just sets someone apart. This is what creates what we call a differential advantage. It's that spark that pushes beyond just doing the job and drives real innovation.
And finally, the third ingredient in our fuel is experience. This is the magic catalyst. It's what transforms abstract knowledge and raw skills into practical, real-world wisdom. Think of it as the compounding mechanism of human capital. The longer the engine runs, the more potent and valuable its fuel actually becomes.
So we've got our fuel, right? Skills, talent, and experience. Now, how does this value engine actually run? Let's take a look at the core processes that convert all that potential, all that fuel, into productive and, really importantly, consistent work.
The engine's performance really boils down to three key functions. First, there's efficiency. Pretty simple. How well are you turning your time and effort into actual results? Then you've got dependability. This is like the engine's stability control. Can people count on you to deliver time and time again? And finally, there's quality, the craftsmanship, the mastery you bring to your work. Are you just getting it done, or are you getting it done right?
So we've fueled the engine, and we know how it runs. But what's the point? What does it actually produce? Let's shift our focus now to the results, to the real value that gets created for the organization, both the stuff you can count and the stuff you can't. Now this is a huge point. An employee's output isn't just about checking off items on their personal to-do list. True value? That's measured by the breadth and depth of their impact. Does their work just benefit them, or does it elevate their entire team? Does it create these amazing ripple effects that actually lift the whole organization? It's all about an influence that goes way beyond personal KPIs. And at the end of the day, all this can be brought together into one powerful metric: return on investment, or ROI. This is what quantifies the total economic yield from all that labor input. It's kind of like the ultimate value scorecard, combining the tangible results, like sales, with those intangible assets, like, say, client satisfaction or game-changing new ideas. Now, just like any high-performance engine, you can't just set it and forget it. You wouldn't buy a Ferrari and then never get an oil change, right? This value engine needs regular maintenance. It requires constant tuning and recalibration to stay at peak performance and, to avoid becoming obsolete in a world that's always changing. And this brings us right to the core idea of this entire framework. An employee isn't just some static labor unit. They are a self-renewing value engine. Their work literally transforms knowledge and purpose into measurable advantage for the company. And that self-renewing part, that's the most exciting piece of all. It means the engine actually improves itself the more it runs. How cool is that? So how do you actually perform this continuous maintenance on yourself? Well, one really powerful tool is called zero-based thinking. It's a kind of mental reset where you constantly ask yourself this one simple but really profound question. Doing this forces you to reevaluate your priorities, and it makes sure your energy is always focused on the highest value work you could be doing. And here it is. Here's how it all comes together in what the source material calls the human capital value loop. It's a powerful, continuous cycle. See? Your inputs, your skills, your talent, your experience, they drive your process, which is your work. That process creates an output, your impact. And crucially, that output provides feedback that helps you grow, which refuels your inputs for the next cycle. It's a perfect virtuous circle of value creation. It just keeps building on itself. So, let's bring it all back home. Back to you. You are not just an employee. You are a value engine. And now you've got a framework to understand, to tune, and to maximize your own output. So the only question left is the one right there. What is your true ROI?